Okay, good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to CAP Rajasthan's online lecture series. I'm Gunjan Shekhawat, a PhD research scholar at the Center for Political Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. We are here for the first part of our lecture on review of literature, purpose, sources, and database, a topic that is foundational for every researcher, whether you're just beginning your academic journey or deepening your scholarly work. It is my honor to introduce our speaker for today, Dr. Kamna Sagar. Dr. Sagar is a distinguished political science scholar who holds a PhD from JNU. She specializes in political theory, gender studies, and governance. She currently serves as a skill assistant professor at SVSU Haryana and has previously taught at reputed institutions such as GD Goenka University. Dr. Sagar's academic contributions include multiple peer-reviewed publications on democracy, AI governance, and social justice. She is deeply engaged in research, teaching, and academic discourse on contemporary political as well as social issues. We are truly privileged to have her with us today. Without further ado, I invite Dr. Kamna Sagar to begin her address. Over to you, Dr. Sagar.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Kamna Sagar, and recently I'm teaching in skill assistant professor in Shri Vishkarma University, that is in Haryana. And I'm really thankful to the CAP Rajasthan University, and thank you so much for Gunjan Shekhawat to introduce me for this. Now, the topic today is basically based on the research topic, that how will you research. That is the main is the review of literature. And I will share with you that how will you do the research on the basis of the entire things which is based on your research, because nowadays the research is working, that is a main part of your work. And most importantly, the review of literature give you the idea that how will you work on it, because nowadays we have a lack of practices that students, especially from the PhD, they are not aware of things, that how will you use the research, and which is basically we use the secondary resources. And now I will share with you the screen, which is you will get the ideas and how will you reduce the, I think, the purposes and the databases through the resources. So this is the today's topic that we will discuss, that how the review of literature, the part one, basically and the based on the purpose, sources, and the database. As we know that especially the PhD students, they are not aware the things that how will you reproduce the thesis in the on the basis of the secondary resources, because secondary resources is giving you the entire thing that how will you make a surety to your work. So now this is the introduction part, where you have to understand that the literature basically is all about to give you the information on the various topics, and it is the basically the thing where you need to be focused on your knowledge. As we know that suppose we are studying something on a specific issues, so your idea should be a clear and should be the logical one, because if your ideas and logical is not clear, your basic understanding is not clear, then you won't be understand the which literature you will use in your PhD thesis or your for a post-graduation students also, because in a post-graduation students also they have to write the dissertation at the final year, so they are basically on the practicing started from this side. And overall the body of the literature is basically to give you the idea that how will you start working to find out the things in your way. And another thing is that when you start working on the literature, you should be clear which topic you are working right now, because the topic is very important nowadays. Everybody is making their surety that how will you do it. And now in my another slide, you can see that I already mentioned the definition, the review of literature. And in this, you have to be very careful when you do a literature. It should be the based on the critical analysis. Critical analysis means that if you selected some literature, for example, nowadays people mostly taking an interest in a Dalit literature, right? And if you select the Dalit literature, for example, you see Professor Surendra Singh Jodhka, who has already published a very good literature on caste system. So if you select that literature, you should be clear that what kind of, your thinking is basically based on. Because in a literature of review, it gives you the idea that the people are using all these literature idea, the topic of interest. And this should be the basically the all the critical analysis give you the brief description and the prescriptions also that you are using that literature. So for example, I've already mentioned the Professor Surendra Singh Jodhka from JNU, who has already worked on the caste system, give you the idea if you selected his work, then you see he has done a lot of the issues on the which is related to the caste, and mostly people think that is a issue is very nowadays a practical, or maybe highlighting the situations. It is very easy to write, but when you do a write, suppose you read that book and you start copy and you're taking the AI help to change the paraphrases, which is wrong. I don't think the review of literature is basically to give you to take up the copy paste idea. No, review of literature means the person who's already done a work on that topic, you have to take up that and to find out the gap, the problems, and you have to find out if which thing is missing from the book or maybe an article. In this series, I have told you that how the critical analysis give you the understanding. Because in this slide, I've already mentioned another example, that is a field of political science, a journal Political Review. This is a very famous journal in political science. Whenever you go for like the politics, comparative politics, or maybe international politics, you see a lot of the authors and work on this topic. But nobody has find out what is reality, what is the real issue on this literature. And specifically, when you do a personal communication, or maybe you find out the unpublished work in academic years, you will find out there is a lot of the interest which is neglected by the present PhD scholars also. So I request to everyone, whenever you do a review of literature, must be clear. If you study any work, whether is a published or unpublished, it should be give you the idea that which thing is missing from the literature. Now I will show you in my another slide that how will you understand this and what is the purpose of review of literature. So in this, the purpose of literature first is to help you to researcher to understand the what is happening is going in current situation, and after that you have to look at the knowledge that how this is working. For example, I will give you the recently the America, Iran, Israel is fighting this such as a Cold War. This is a current situation. Suppose anybody PhD student from the international relations studies are interested to work on this conflict, maybe a war, right? Want to do a PhD on this topic. So should be the clear that what is the current issues is going on. What is the main purpose? Then you have to find out the literature on this. And you have to find out the what is a strong positive finding you can do in your research, because researcher always be a first one to give you the idea, okay, what is the happening and how can you improve it. And this is the you can say whenever you the finding, the researcher will do there are a lot of the research on the different things, and they use of course the AI tools also to get their literature review done. But you need to understand what is the purpose, why you need a literature review, because the literature review give you the idea that this is something which is not privileged in your work, then you need to skip that. But you can't skip the whole situation which is necessary for your study. So these are the 3 points that I've already mentioned in the slide. You need to sure about it that whenever you do a research work, it should be a best, and you have to take up the advantage of this literature review. Now in my another slide, that how and you can work on the functions of literature review. So in my first point, it is clear, should be the clarity and focus of the research problem. Second is the idea that why you want to do a research. What is a specific idea or issue? Why are you interested in this? You have to find out that. Third is all about the type of studies. Means, suppose you pick up the identity politics topic, because everybody has done a lot of work identity politics, and most of the people say no, identity politics is already abolished, but most of the scholars think no, it is still present, it still exists in a society. Then you have to find out how will you present and through which. And the fourth point, the researcher should be understand the topic, and you should not do a copy. I've already mentioned preventing duplication. Because nowadays, the most of the PhD scholars, they try to their best to take a shortcut to work, which is wrong. You have to be improved first through the theoretical method. Because if your theoretical method is clear, then you will be able to understand and do the database. In a second, you can see in a sixth point that how to improve the methodological part. And the seventh, of course, is the research finding. Research finding obviously on your topics. You should not be aware how the peer literature review is working. Now in my another slide, you can see there's a type of literature review. So there are the two types of literature review I mentioned. The first is integrated literature review. Okay, in this, you have to take up all the literatures combined together from the different authors, the scholars. You can use the newspapers from the different news articles, anything you can use. Second is all about the stand-alone literature review. Stand-alone literature review, which means you have to be very careful. If you're not taking any literature review from help, you want to do your own, then you should be aware of it. If you are using any literature, should be the clear on your research area. Another is a preliminary review. It gives you how to make a research questions, how will you do the activities, and of course, if you go for a field work, you need to study, okay, this literature we have read out, and this is the gap we found. And when you go for a literature, for a data field, then you have to find out and ask the questions to the reviewers. If this thing has been missing from the previous research, and this is you need to be understand. Because these are the two literature point of types that you need to be give you the idea. Another is a further review. Further review, which means it to give you the idea, the systematic identification, and of course the framing, conceptual, and you have to find out the suitable comparisons also. Another is the freestanding. Free means you can do the independent study also. Because if, for example, I can give you the CAP Rajasthan, your own research policy research, you say, all the students, they are interested to do a different kind of the work, right? For example, everybody can do a research on the Rajasthan also, the Rajasthan politics. Those people living in the Rajasthan area, they are very well aware of the things happening. Because of suppose someone, another student come from a different state, they have a very less knowledge about the state. They are not understand about the internal or external issues going on in the Rajasthan. So they have to study. And to make up the independent study, deeper understanding, then how will you find out the issues? So this is the further and the freestanding review where you can go for a literature. And now the another one, I will show you in a slide that how will you do it. Come to the criteria of a good literature. So now this is a good literature. So there is a 8 points where you can study and make the surety, the clarity, and the focus of your research work. The first one is about the objectives. How will you make the surety and give the clarity when you read out the different authors' work and to write out and present in your point of view? Second is a high quality studies. High quality means where the studies are already been done by the other scholars or maybe authors or professors. So you have to take up the stand and to find out if there's a gap, then how can you fill up that gap in your research work. Another is about the sample size, resource designing, and how will you make your database. Another, you have limitations to use the literature review also. Because in a PhD, what happened, you have to at least use only maybe a 15 or 20 literature review for your study. But when you go beyond that, then you have to present in your field data. So there always be limitations also when you go for a literature review. And another, you can use the number of primary resources. Means you can use the government data also. You can use the pamphlets. You can use the social media platforms where the people are uploading anything, the schemes, the recent issues going on. Another, you can use the information from the sources. Directly, you can use that, or maybe indirectly, you can present it. Another is a 7th point about the clear and the logical flow. 8 is about the accuracy of information should be maintained, and it should be the ethical one. Ethical means you should not use other authors' work in your work directly without giving any references that you have used this literature from this person. You have to give the criteria that you have used this literature from this person. It is very important. If you don't use, then it gives you an unethical understanding of the literature. Now, in my 9th slide, I will show you the database for literature. So this is the database for literature review. First, you need to understand the knowledge and the skill, how to use a database in literature review. Because suppose you go for a Google or maybe your university or college library, you have to find out the topic. According to your topic, you find out the literature review. And that you have to go for a knowledge. Suppose you go for identity politics, or especially you choose any Pacific state. For example, Haryana, maybe Rajasthan, Delhi, anything you can use, any topic which is related. And that knowledge and skill you have to use in a technology also. And now in slide, I've already mentioned the electronic and the print sources. Electronic database give you the records. For example, the government data you can use. And the print resources, of course, you can use manually and through the internet also. There's a lot of the in-text or the abstracts or journals are available on the different topics. You can use the books, dissertations. I've already mentioned the slide. This is an example you can use for the print resources. But remember, when you studied all this, you should be the clear that what kind of literature you are using. Now, another is all about, you can see, Education Resources Information Center. This is the main online digital library where you can find out all the topic of your research and you find out the very good literature. It offers you to understand the learning processes, your decision making, and you have to find out that how the authors has done already a work which is related, and how can you fulfill their gap, how will you understand the logics, how can you work in an ethical way. You can also get the full text but through the access. Without the access, you can just get a little bit information. For that, you need to go to your library, you can find out. You can go to the government library also. Everything is available. So through this Education Resource Information Center, you can go and find out the work also. For example, I've already mentioned, a teacher wants to improve student reading skills in the classroom. So teacher always use skills through the AI technologies, and the teachers can present the point of view that how will you represent it. So this is all the example through the digital era where you can use it. Now in my another slide, I will show you the sources of literature review. How will you use that sources of literature? First is about the primary sources and secondary sources. In our primary sources, we can take up the original author's work who already developed the ideas, the theories, and conduct the research. It is all about the first-hand information and original work. And in the secondary sources, you can use, again, the original work research that has been done by the earlier authors and should be the interpretations. And you can use that how this related to the primary sources also. Secondary is all about where you can use the pamphlet, magazines, government report, anything you can use on your research work. This is a part of the sources of literature review. Primary and secondary resources are very important in a literature review because these are the two pillars of the literature review you can study and research a work in a new way. Without these two primary resources or secondary resources, you won't be able to work on a different topics also. I already mentioned, suppose the Caste and Anti-Politics India, you can find out a lot of the work. If you go for any literature review, for example, you can go for a, give an example like the Quit India movement. For that, it is little bit hard to find out the resources on that, because that was already mentioned in the school level or maybe a college's levels, and hardly written a books or any journal on this. The books and journal basically demanded on the different topics, that how which the people is working on different areas, and specific field is working here. Now in my another slide, I will show you that how you work in the field. Okay, in my another slide, this is the sources of literature you can work. First, you need to search of research, locate, review. When you go for a literature, you have to select the few one according to your topic and research area. Then you have to find out the which is relevant for your study. Then you have to organize and rewrite the literature. When you find out the literature review must be clear. When you study all this literature review, then you have to write out your own point of view. You can't copy and paste literature review. Once you read out the others' work, you have to rephrase in your own language. Nowadays, the AI tools used for this, they are the PhD scholars using the literatures, and they prefer to be make out the paraphrasings through the AI technologies. If you do this, it will not help you out in your research. It should be like that, that you are not interested and you are just to make surety in the, okay, this is a PhD, we have to finish the PhD, so we have to copy paste and finish the work. But if you're really interested to work, you should be clear your point, and it is good if you use others' work, but you write your own language. And that should be help out in your work and to give you the very good idea and how you're working in it. Okay, so these are the example I've already mentioned. And how will you do that? So this is the example, the literature review you can use. For example, I've already mentioned the book references. This is the way that you can use. First, 2019, the research methodology, a step-by-step guide for the beginners. An example to the journal articles, I've already mentioned, the Journal of Education Research, then online database resources, then government report. So these are the 4 examples to help you out the literature review and sources, and what is the purpose, why you want to study the literature review. This is the way that you have to find out the purposes of your work. Because when you go for a research work, it is very necessary to understand that how will you do the research. Because research methodology is a little bit hard as compared to the literature review. Because in the literature review, what happened, you can just study the other work, you find out, okay, this author has said this, you have to write down the point, and then you can reuse or maybe rewrite that in your own word. But in the research methodology or all these journal, database, report, you have to take up how will you set up in this your research. So this is very important. You have to find out, once you start working on this purposes, you have to make a surety, give the clarity on your work, then you will be able to understand the real research work. Okay, now another, I will give you the advantages of literature review. Okay, so this is the advantage of literature review. The first point I've already mentioned, it provides a rationale for the current study, which means a relevant, a clear, convincing, and it support to give you the data to export options. And then always a reader and the research to give you the over conflict ideas. Because someone, you read the others work and you give the idea, then you sitting and to start talking, maybe a conversation with the other guy. Okay, I have read this thing, so will you be able to understand that this is the current study is very good for our present work or not? Then it is always give you the research finding exactly. Because sometime what happened, the person will be understand, maybe someone is not, maybe a neutral. So this is a first one is very good idea to give you. It should be the based on the rational understanding. Second is all about the existing knowledge on the topic. Of course, yes, that once you selected the topic, you should be clear your concept, the issues. Once the clear issues be there, then you have to understand, okay, this is the way you have to do the research. If your ideas, your concept, your issues are not clear, then how can you say that, okay, this is the research I have done? So it is very basic thing that you knew. Knowledge is very important. Suppose you choose the education topic like NEP 2022. If suppose the researchers start working on that, okay, this is NEP 2022 implemented a policy in education. Most of think, okay, this is a very good policy. But when the researchers start taking the interest in this topic, they start first to find out who has done a lot of work in this topic, NEP. Start, finding the journals, the book, the periodicals, the magazines. And after that, they think, oh no, this is not the good policy. And the PhD student will say, okay, now I will choose this topic I work and find out what is the gap in this NEP policy. This means the people, means the researchers' interest is going on, then it should be the basically because they are find out the real issues behind this. And in this, you can use the research, which is basically a non-research also. Because if you see and ask the people, okay, suppose a PhD student, okay, have you researched or have done something on NEP? So he said, no, I'm not interested to work on this. Then the PhD scholar find out, okay, I will do this. So which means the researcher is interest, means the research interest is also very important. If you are interested, then you can go for this literature work. Okay, this is now another is about the conclusion part. Overall, the studies are saying that it is a very crucial and important point to help you out the foundation of your study. And it satisfies your topic also. And it give you and stop working that you can't neglect the other works and you should not copy their work. It should be the based on the original one. In this, I just simply can say that if you are interested to work on the literature, first you need to select the ideas, select the areas, select the topic which is applicable, you are interested, because your interest is very important whenever you do. Because mostly what I've finding nowadays that PhD students, they are just selecting the topics and they're saying okay, I have to just select this topic because I want to do my PhD. But when they go for a PhD work and start working, then they face the issues. Why? Because the topic, the clarity is not clear in the research. Once the theoretical and conceptual framework is clear for your research, then you will be able to understand how we do the literature. And most importantly, when you do a literature review, it should be make the little bit a step to give a presence that how will you understand it. Once you suppose interested to work NEP policy that I've already just before a few minutes ago I mentioned that NEP policy. If PhD scholar are interested in this topic, then you have to find out is really literature is available on this topic. If then you have to find out where, what kind of literature is available. It should be based on the primary or maybe a secondary. But in a PhD work, first you need to choose the secondary source, because the secondary source give you a clarity of your research work. Okay, this is the work you want to work in it. And there has been a lot of the lack, the knowledge, the skills that's kept by the PhD scholars. Post-graduation students, they just entered in the higher studies. So they just need a time to understand what is the literature review. But in post-graduation, in a final year, when they start working on dissertation, so they need to understand. You have to practice on your research. Okay, this is the final. You start working your dissertation, you have to choose the topic, and you have to make the clarity understanding. Then you have to make the identifications of the studies. Because nowadays, in this education system, the student has a lack of understanding about the research work. They are not interested, they are not taking as a serious way to do their research. So they are not aware of it, that how to reproduce the literature in their work. But once they get into this, then hardly they understand how to use the literature review. So once you've done all this thing, and step by step you find out, okay, this is the reality where you can use the literature. And one important thing is that I want to tell everyone who present here and the PhD, especially to the PhD students, once you start working on your PhD thesis, you have already chosen or maybe you choose in the future. First, you need to clarity about your topic. Because PhD is a stage where you can, once you choose your topic, then you won't be able to back up. PhD is the stage where you can give it a new idea to the society. You have to give an idea to the education in a field, the researchers to the other different field. Then how will you do it? So always remember, once you start the literature review, your purpose, your understanding, the clarity, your skills, your knowledge should be clear. It should not be the overlapping. Because most of the students doing their lot of the overlapping things. That is why the review of literature is a first step where you have to study and to keep your investigation to your research. Whether it's a science stream, commerce, or arts, it should be the clear. And don't make it in a, you can say, mix up the things. Because review of literature, once you read out the others' work, maybe a thesis, a research, magazine, newspaper, you should not do a copy paste. That is another point. And remember, once you study the previous study by the different who already done the work, you should be the clear that what kind of the gap is there. There always the make the surety. You should not do anything which is unethical. And yes, of course, in a previous slide, I've already mentioned that when you do for a literature review, you can see in this slide, you can see the search of sources. Because once you start the searching the resources, you have to review it. Then you have to find out the main issues in this. Then you have to organize. And remember one thing, review of literature part is very important. Once you start literature review, you have to take up the years also. Because you're not interested in like the politics, right? And you are choosing any state. Then you have to find out the literature, especially on that state. And you have to find out in that state, for example, in the 90s period or 20s, and after that onwards period, which literatures are there. You have to find out. You have to organize in a year wise. Because once you writing this literature of review part in your thesis, or maybe any dissertation work, or maybe in your any policy research work you do. So must remember that first you need to make in an organized way. For example, from the 90s, then of course the 20s period, then onwards. Don't make it as overlapping things. Suppose the students start using कि okay हमने तो 90 के दशक में से लिया, then उसके बाद now you are presenting to the present literature review. No, this is not the right way. You have to be systematic. Once you start working on that, then you will realize that okay, this is the situation and you take it at the time. Once you've done this, then you have to make the final report that, okay, this is the literature you find. Now start working on that. Then you have to make the clarity. Okay, this is the things is missing from the previous work. You are, okay, this is not done by the other authors, or maybe the person has not done on the data field PhD. So this is the finding gap you have to do in the literature. Literature, the main purpose is you have to find out the gap. Once you find out the gap, then you will make your work. And then you have to realize it your own way to make the present situation, and you can give the relevant ideas to the society or maybe to your research. Because the research as a part of your life, it should not be making the realize to other person ki this is not being done by the other one and it would be create others ideas. If you use the others ideas in your work, you should give the credit. And of course, you have to make the clarity, focus, knowledge, skills. That is the main focus of the literature review. And one more most important thing I want to tell, the review of literature is giving you the purposes. Because many students, they are just taking key, okay, this is our topic and we have to choose this and we have to find out the clarity on that. Once you do this, may the surety, okay, when you go for a research work, especially for the field, because once you select your literature review, and after that you have to go for a database. You can use the government issues. You can use the policies makers. You can ask the persons, okay, if this the issues is going on, why there's a gap. So literature review is means where the gap you can fulfill in your future research. The research that has already been done by the other authors or the PhD scholars or the others one, now for your new research, you have to focus that this is the research and there's a gap. You have to find out and you write down the points and you can fill up in your future research. So this is all about the literature review perspective, and they give the understanding, the skills where you have to make the surety. So this is the review part of literature, and thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an insightful and comprehensive lecture. You've truly demystified the concept of literature review for all of us today, from understanding the importance of critical analysis to the functions, types, and stages of literature review and the databases that supports our research. You've covered it all with remarkable clarity and depth. The audience today leaves with not just knowledge, I think, but a practical roadmap for approaching our own research. We are deeply grateful for your time and expertise. We'll now move on to the question and answer session. And we have received some wonderful questions from our participants. I'll be reading them out one by one for ma'am to respond to. Let us begin. So I'll read out the first question. Our first question is from Rekha, who is from Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. She says, thank you, ma'am, for the insightful lecture. Is it mandatory to have a thematic literature review? If yes, then on what basis should the themes be decided, such as time period, factors, or any other criteria?
Okay. Yeah, such a wonderful question. Yes, of course. The thematic question, research is very important, because once you start working or you choose your topic, right? For example, I already mentioned, suppose you start working on education system, right? So first in education, suppose you choose the topic, the NEP policy 2022, right? You choose that topic. So once you find out when it was started, how, and you have to find out this thematic based. First the next in which year the leaders who supported this, because it is not the new policy 2022, it's just a reframed. You can just take the example. And yes, of course, the timing, the factors are responsible for that, because in a research, the review literature is not all about to give you the you can say primary or secondary sources. It gives you the understanding, the base. Once the base is clear, then you can go for a step by step the field. If you are not aware of the field, You're not aware of the systematic things. If your theme is basically based on the education, then you need to find out on what basis you studied on education system. Because education system is all focused on the schools, colleges, and universities. And of course, there is a lot of the centers are open, right? Now you can presently I can give an example of the CAP Rajasthan, right? Once you go start working on the research policy, if your theme or the topic is clear, then you can go for a literature review. Because people mostly they do a little bit misunderstanding. They choose the topic, but their literature review always different from their topic, which is not give the clarity and understanding of their skills. So whenever you choose the theme, it should be the clear and to understand what kind of research you want to do on that theme, because most of the people already have done the work on this. Now you have to find out which gap is there, why you want to choose this theme, what is the specific thing you want to do in this research. So that is the main. So that is why the literature review is the first one to give you the understanding. So find out the literature and then you go for a further study. I hope the answer is clear.
Thank you, ma'am. We move on to the second question. It is from Gaurav from Maharaja Ganga Singh University. So his question is, there is often a lot of confusion regarding the sources that should be included in the literature review. Should we rely more on books or research papers? Also, in a PhD synopsis or research proposal, what is the minimum number of sources that should ideally be included in the literature review?
Okay, Gaurav. Okay. So what you have to do if you're doing a PhD, then of course, if your synopsis is, you're still working on that, you should at least use around the 25 literature, according to me, on your topic. Because 1 to 10, if you choose a literature, it won't give you the idea. And yes, of course, for research, you can use the books and journals. Because the books and journals give you the idea that has the work you are choosing on a theme or maybe a topic, it gives the clarity, especially the books. Because the books always give you the right answer. But when you use the AI tools, it always give you the overlapping answer and you can always confused with your PhD work. So I just suggest to you, start working on the books first and after that the journal. And if you are working on synopsis, then of course, at least mention the 25 literature on that. Because when you go for a synopsis proposal, it should be passed by the committee members. So they won't ask you the more questions. But if there's a little literature, of course, they will ask you the question. Because it show you that you are interested in the work and it give you the knowledge and skill to work the further your PhD work. So I just simply suggest you, yes, of course, start working on the books first and after that the journal. And journals, you have to choose according to your themes, your topic, and do the comparison. And you have to choose the year-wise also. Primary is give you just the government data and you can go for a field work. Through field work, you can get the primary, but through the secondary data is all about the books, journal, magazines, newspaper, pamphlet, and government report. So I suggest you to use the secondary resources where you have to study and to make the clarity of your research.
Thank you, ma'am. The third question is from Juhi. She's a PhD scholar at Maharshi Dayanand University. Should we include only recent or current year sources in the literature review, or can we also include older sources relevant to the topic?
Okay, you can use both the reviews, old and new. Old give you the gap and the new one is to give you the more understanding of your topic. Because the old research has already been done, so they no more means give you the more clarity on that. And the research one to give you, okay, this is the gap you have to fulfill. So I think you use the both one, which is the best way to present your work. Don't skip the old one. You can use that, which is very good for me.
Thank you, ma'am. Fourth question is from Suresh, who is from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, New Delhi. I'll read it out. Just suppose I'm reading a research paper and I come across an argument in it, but that argument has originally been taken from another research paper or a book. If I want to mention that argument in my own synopsis, then what should I cite as the source, the research paper I'm currently reading, or the original source from which the author has taken the argument?
Okay, if you read out, I think you should not mention that argument in your work. Okay, because it just give you an idea to others' argument. Once you read out the others' work argument, you just make it as a knowledge, and you can use that in a when you go for a field work. You can use that where you can the argument where you have to read out articles. But the original work that you have read out, I think mention that one. Don't mention the argument. Otherwise, do a one thing. You just write your understanding. But you can mention that in your field data, not in a that is a theoretical chapters. Because in a theoretical chapter, you just need a original work and you have to mention their work in with the author's name and year. So don't write any argument in your work. It not give the focus of research. It always give you unskilled things in your work, and it just drag you from your research work. You can just use just mention that this is an observation. You can just mention the observation word when you go for a field work, and you can just write the argument there. And that should be on the indirectly way. Don't write anything directly. This is the main. So the original work that you've read out, mention that only.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We have the last question for today from Virender, who is from University of Rajasthan, Jaipur. And I'll read it. Ma'am, I've written the literature review for my synopsis, and writing it was not a problem for me. The real difficulty is connecting different research papers and arguments in a proper flow. Right now, when I read my literature review, it feels like I've written separate arguments one after another. However, my supervisor asked me to connect all the arguments so that the review looks coherent and continuous. Could you please guide me on how to do that effectively?
Okay. Once you have read out the others people's arguments, right, it is good. You just write it your own language. That is the best way. If this is the finding, or maybe this is the observation through the literature review, so you can just write in a statement. Don't make that argument in a, again I'm telling, don't try to do the directly. Just write your own understanding, because your understanding is the main your research. If you write the others people work, it show you that you are just doing an ethical work. Because PhD is the space, of your life where you can start working. So once you read out the others work, or maybe an argument is better, you should do it as your own work, combine the people's argument and make it your own language. Simple as that. And don't mention this is the people's argument, I have just re-revised or reversion or rewritten. No, you just write simply, this is the thing I read out from the this journal on this topic, and this is my observation that this is the field gap and the people are not related to each other's point of view. I think this is the best idea. You can relate your work.
Thank you. I think we are done with today's session, and everyone has a takeaway from the session. And we really look forward to another sessions from the team at CAP. And I'm really thankful to the team for making me the moderator. And it was truly an insightful session.